Let me just say this right out the gate. Nothing will shake your faith in humanity, quite like moving to the mountains for peace and quiet, only to get sucked into a suburban Cold War with a woman named Karen and her clipboard army. Yeah, I'm serious. You'd think bears or bad weather would be your worst enemy out here, right? Not even close. So, I guess I should start at the top. The moment I turned that key and stepped into what I figured was going to be my little off-grid slice of heaven, 4.7 acres, nothing but pines and sky, a house older than disco with a porch that creaked like my knees after a long day. This was central Utah, valley views for miles, not another roofline in sight unless you craned your neck. After 15 years tangled up in federal property enforcement, litigation, hearings, people trying to take what's not theirs, I wanted one thing: silence. Just me and the trees. The best part? No HOA. That was the selling point. My contract was clear as day. This land, cut out from the subdivision below, Summit Hills Watch, specifically exempted, thanks to some genius owner decades ago who must have seen the HOA storm clouds gathering before anyone else. My lot sat like a castle above the plastic palaces below, their vinyl siding all in rows, HOA bylaws thicker than a diner menu. First week was a dream. Coffee at sunrise, no sound but wind, and the drone mapping my rear tree-line. Yeah, I'm that guy. I replanted some firs up north, built a proper fence along the southern edge, county permitted, regulation height, nothing wild. But you know that feeling like someone's watching? Every time I turned my back, I could practically feel 100 pairs of HOA eyes burning a hole right through my peace of mind. Tuesday morning, I'm out laying gravel when this silver SUV creeps up like a panther in a car commercial. Window rolls down. Out leans a lady in her 50s, haircut so sharp you could use it to slice bread, sunglasses you just know cost more than my generator. "You must be new," she says, voice all honey and knives. "Russ Marion," I tell her. She smiles. "Karen Grayson, HOA President, Summit Hills. We just wanted to welcome you. Noticed the new construction. Thought we'd come say hi." I blink. "I'm not in your HOA. Her smile doesn't even twitch. "Oh sure. Just being neighborly." "Yeah, right." She starts in about house color, how a lighter shade might be more harmonious. Then she points at my fence, says it feels confrontational. Visual rhythm of the hillside, you know? I told her, I'll pass on the rhythm. She laughed, if you can call it that, more like marbles in a blender, then handed me a packet of guidelines. "No rush, just some light reading," she says, and speeds off before I can say a word. I tossed her welcome packet in a drawer, forgot about it. Had fences to finish and trees to water. Later that night, I actually read the thing, just for a laugh. Branding guidelines, color swatches, landscaping preferences, even a behavioral harmony statement. I snorted so hard I nearly choked. Friday, they tape a flyer dead center on my new fence. Friendly reminder, maintain neighborhood aesthetic standards. I wasn't a resident. But okay, into the trash it goes. I figured maybe they'll get bored. Not a chance. Next day, a gray sedan's parked at the end of my drive. Day after that, a different SUV idles across the road. Then this couple walks by taking photos of me, of the house, my trees. One's wearing a Summit Hills HOA vest. Didn't know those existed. By Sunday I'm fed up. I install cameras. Motion lights on the lower tree-line. Gate swapped for a steel swing welded tight. That night, another envelope shows up, stuffed in the gate gap like a ransom note. No letterhead, just a handwritten. Refusing to participate only creates division. Continued noncompliance may result in formal action. Folded it up, set it on fire in my fire pit, and watched the blue flames burn. Overkill? Maybe. But I had a feeling this wasn't over. Day 10, it happens. I wake to silence. No wind, no birds. Just a heaviness, like a movie before the jump scare. Out on the porch, I see it, a fat, laminated envelope zip-tied to my front gate. Notice of immediate vacating order. Printed so big a plane could read it. 3 hours to leave. Apparently my hostile non-cooperation and visual non-compliance had destabilized neighborhood harmony. No judge, no reference number, just the Summit Hills logo and a lot of confidence. I laugh, right up until I don't. I call Karen. She answers all chirpy. "Wondered how long it'd take you to see it." I say, 3 hours? That's new. She turns ice cold, says, "You ignored every attempt at cooperation. The board voted." I remind her I'm not in her HOA. "You're adjacent," she hisses. "You impact the community. You refuse to engage." Erected an opaque fence. Ignored color guidance. Skipped orientation. That's the message. I ask her what legal right she thinks she's got to evict me from my own land. There's a pause. We protect Summit Hills. If that means removing bad actors, so be it. Don't worry, after you leave, we'll transition the property smoothly. We already have interested parties. I hang up, gut turning. I call the sheriff, explain everything, coercion, fraud, you name it. Dispatcher sounds bored, but logs it. 2.5 hours later, a white van crunches up my drive. For guys, reflective vests, one with a camera rolling, one with bolt cutters. We're here to supervise compliance, clipboard guy says. He hands me a fake city document, auction notice for my house. Not bad, but just off enough to give me hives. I call the sheriff again. This time, 2 deputies show up fast. They look at the paper, check their system, nothing. Where'd you get this? From our president, Karen Grayson. They tell the crew to pack up, then one leans into me, says someone's crossed the line from civil nonsense into criminal. As the van pulls away, camera guy mutters, she said this would be easy. Yeah, that happened. That night, I don't sleep. I back up every file, log every timestamp. Now I know, they're not just trying to boss me, they want me out. A week later, glossy flyers hit every mailbox down the private road. Mine's got 2 copies. My face, taken from my own cameras, me carrying lumber, looking about as menacing as a bag of flour. Big letters. Who is living among us? Claims of unregistered behavior, aggression, instability. Do you feel safe? No signature, just the Summit Hills logo. Cold War tactics, except my only crime was not painting my house cloud cream. That same day, my internet dies for hours. When it's back, one camera feeds down, wire snipped clean. Backups catch a hoodie moving through the dark. No ID, but enough to make my blood boil. Next day, a city compliance officer shows up, badge, clipboard, routine inspection. Discrepancy in your zoning, he says. Someone filed a concern. I hand him my deed, my occupancy certificate. He leaves, disappointed. A day later, a letter from the Department of Natural Resources. Now I'm under investigation for illegal deforestation. The evidence? A grainy, nighttime photo of a shadow with a saw. Not me. I'm not cutting trees at 2 a.m, and my back wouldn't allow it if I tried. But here's the thing, someone's reporting, but also sneaking into city systems, editing records, backdating complaints. I check the file metadata. There it is, K. Grayson, 2 days before my vacate notice. She's making it up, rewriting history on county servers. I fight back, formal challenges, notarized letters, security footage, lawyer on every email. Doesn't stop the campaign. Neighbors stop waving. Some pull out their phones like I'm gonna bite. Someone posts my address online. Avoid this home, known aggressive behavior. Funny thing, I don't even own a dog. Most nights now, I sit in my office, wall covered in folders and emails, thinking about something I learned working enforcement. If you control the paperwork, you control the story. Karen Grayson was writing a story where I'm the villain and she's the savior. And people? Well, they were starting to buy it. But here's the twist. Bureaucracy leaves fingerprints. I start digging. That zoning complaint? Uploaded from a Summit Hills IP address. Shouldn't be possible. All the PDFs about my violations came from the same Adobe license. The illegal tree cutting photo? GPS coordinates show it's from a park 2 miles away. I put it all in a dossier and send it to my attorney, Mitchell. He calls back. You realize this is criminal fraud, right? Like prison level. Music to my ears. Mitchell says, let it pile up. Don't go public. We want the whole mountain, not just the peak. So I keep digging, upgrade the cameras, more backups, motion tracking. Then, twist number 2. An anonymous email. You're not crazy. Attached, a.zip file. Inside? Internal HOA board minutes, budget files, and a PowerPoint labeled South Slope Acquisition Strategy, confidential. Page 3. Satellite photo of my property, red box, my name, the words procedural displacement via HOA cooperation. Karen wasn't just going rogue. She was in bed with Elevate, a regional developer. All that harassment? Just clearing the way for condos. Suddenly it all made sense. Next day, knock at the back door. Not a neighbor, not a deputy. A Summit Hills board member, Eric Taylor. Nervous as a cat in a thunderstorm. I didn't send you the file, he says, but I know who did. Karen's promised to elevate your land. She's going scorched earth. He hands me a USB stick. Emails, transfers, everything. She's gonna get someone hurt if this keeps up. He disappears into the woods like a ghost. Now, armed with 2 drives, mine and Eric's, I take the whole mess to the county prosecutor. Amanda, the ADA, flips through my files. When she sees the Elevate connection, she just says, "This might be bigger than civil." That's all I need. Within days, I'm tracking HOA payments to shell companies, embezzlement masked as risk mitigation. I loop in a journalist I know, Laura Keyes, Bulldog reporter. She runs the story. Private citizen targeted in HOA, land developer collusion. Statewide Twitter catches fire. HOA's website vanishes. Residents demand an audit, a vote to dissolve. Then, boom, sheriff's deputy at my door. DA's office has a warrant for Karen and the HOA. They find fake eviction orders, evidence of funds moved to cover the campaign against me, messages telling board members to create narrative friction. The kicker? Karen's prepping a lawsuit with a forged 1989 covenant. The clerk spots the forgery, her last desperate move. Eric's made interim chair, flips the rest of the board. Financials spill out, over a year planning this land grab, condos already in the blueprints, my house marked acquisition priority. Word spreads, neighbors, city council, even the mayor's office issues a statement supporting me. Karen's charged fraud, conspiracy, embezzlement. Elevate bails on the whole project. Civil and criminal court go my way. 7 years for Karen, $850,000 in damages for me, restitution to the HOA. Summit Hills reorganizes. Neighbors paint their houses whatever color they damn well please. Eric drops off a 6-pack and says nothing. That's enough. I frame the county's letter, my parcel, officially out of HOA reach forever. The sign at the end of my drive now reads, "I am not your neighbor. I am your border." And when people ask, how do you fight back when the system's rigged? I say, keep receipts, keep your head, and remember, paper trails burn slower than reputations. Now I walk my land, breathe easy, and sleep deep knowing silence is finally mine again. So tell me, where's the line between community and control? Ever faced a war you never wanted, just to keep what's yours? Share your story, your thoughts on justice, on right and wrong. I'll be out here, just me, the trees, and a porch swing that finally squeaks for no one but me.